I'm look, my AEW intake is minimal. My ROH is by borderline non-existent. I wish I even knew who Atlantis Jr. was, and this is with respect. I'm not crapping on anyone here. I'm familiar with Brian Cage. Um, I want to say Brian Cage, not just some familiarity, but it would be nice to see some gold on him. I know he had the trios at one point, I believe. I'm getting a bit hazy on the AEW. He was FTW, but hey, that's been retired now. Um, okay, I really don't want to drag this. I'm I'm gonna go Brian Cage, but I feel like Atlantis Jr. may actually retain because it feels like a bit of a buzz. I don't even know when he won the title. But yeah, Brian Cage for the win.
My apologies for recording in the train. Works crazy. It's the only time I've had to do it. This particular pay-per-view, I'm finding it very hard to predict for the most part. Equally, this match, I don't really know how to call it in part because I don't really watch Ring of Honor. Secondly, because do I think it makes sense for Brian Cage to beat a luchador? Yeah, but AEW, Tony Khan in general, don't seem to really value Brian Cage that highly. See him at best as a mid-carder. He's held the old title. This is a shot in the dark. I literally don't follow this program, so let's go Brian Cage. Brian Cage to win.
Sometimes I hope they will just let me run through these because, as y'all already know, Tech, the wrestling fan that doesn't watch wrestling, and I have a match with two wrestlers I've never heard of. I'm so sorry. Atlantis Jordan and Brian Cage. You just saw me look over to the side. I've got the Wikipedia up. Because I'm not sure what's going to happen here, make it nice and easy for y'all. I'm sticking with Atlantis Jordan because champion is going to retain. I'm going with that. Apart from that, no idea, but that's my pick. I hope it's right.
For a Ring of Honor television title match, this is kind of hard to call because I know a lot of Brian Cage, but don't know so much about Atlantis. Now, it seems like they're building him up. I mean, why would they put the title on him in the first place? So is this a case of just him getting a couple of names under his belt whilst holding and retaining and defending the ROH television title? I mean, I could say Brian Cage could win it, but then what would he do with the belt more than what Atlantis would do? I don't know if this is going to be the match that opens the card for Wrestledream, but it's going to be interesting. I think this is just one of those matches where they're just putting a couple of names under Atlantis's title reign. And Brian Cage is a good feather in the cap. So for that reason, still your Ring of Honor television champion, Atlantis.
Okay, so this is a pre-show match. I'm not even sure if it's going to be included on our show, but let me just give a prediction anyway. Yeah, I think Atlantis Jr. is going to take it. Why? Because I just don't think they've got much for a Brian Cage. Even though he's a tremendous talent, I just feel they'd probably rather have it on a CML guy, yeah, rather than Cage. So Atlantis Jr. for the win.
So Briscoe's in the Jericho Vortex. I do think they've set this up in a way that you would want Jericho to lose, aside from the fact that his shtick is so rotten now. But Briscoe's held the title for a while, and while it's great that he's been given the belt after the tragic passing of his brother, I wouldn't say he's really done anything to elevate the Ring of Honor World title, and I certainly don't think he's done anything to put Ring of Honor on the map. And I do think that brand's in need of something. Say what you will about Jericho, at the moment he's not exactly my fave, but he does get views and he does draw attention. So I think it makes a world of sense to put the belt on Jericho, so Jericho to win.
This is a little bit more easier. Every time I've seen a picture of Mark Briscoe, I've seen him with the ROH title. I don't know if it's a tag title or the main championship or what it was, but it's always with a ROH belt around over his shoulder, actually. Jericho has had this long enough. He stopped his feud with Taz's son. Sorry. But Hook, He stopped his feud with Hook, so that's good. But with that, I think it's time for Jericho to give the belt up and give it to someone like an ROH wrestler. And with that, I think it's going to be Mark Briscoe. So that's my pick. Mark Briscoe to take this one.
Second one going in, Mark Briscoe, Jericho. This is another match where I'm thinking, is this going to be the Nueve for Jericho, or is it going to be a very, very good win under Mark Briscoe's title reign as Ring of Honor World Champion? Now, Mark Briscoe has had the title for some time, and is it a question of maybe Jericho can do something with it? Here's the thing. I don't see Jericho being on Ring of Honor. You know, if you're going to be the Ring of Honor World Champion, then there's going to be times where you need to be on Ring of Honor. And I see Mark Briscoe being on Ring of Honor, putting like prestige on that title more than Jericho. I don't really see where Jericho would go. I mean, there's no sense running around with a ROH belt on AEW. You know, you need to be on ROH, and for that reason, I think we're going to see an upset here. And still, your Ring of Honor World Champion, Mark Briscoe. Them boys.
So, Ring of Honor title on the line once again, and none other than Jericho is chasing it. So I know what people are going to say, oh, Jericho just wants another belt. And to be honest, they're right. And in this case, it totally suits the character. And I think Mark Briscoe's had a decent run with the Ring of Honor title, but it's time to move on. And yeah, let's put it back on Jericho. Why not? Chris Jericho for the win through nefarious means.
Ring of Honor have got me this time. Ring of Honor have got me this time because, well, you've just seen the TV title prediction. Now we've got this one. Now, do we keep it on Mark Briscoe, who's had some title defenses, or do we go back to Jericho, who is a former... It's not even like to say he's going to be box ticking, but he also lost his last feud. So it's like, do we bring it back onto Jericho, and that's just the basis of his new feud? He's gone from one title to another, kind of works. Or the other end is Mark Briscoe retains, which also makes sense, and the feud can still go on. I'm stumped. I feel like doing a Done the Tech and flipping the coin, but I won't. I feel like I'm going to go with gut and say Mark Briscoe, but I wouldn't be shocked if Jericho wins. But Mark Briscoe to retain purely because, yeah, reach for the sky, boy. Yeah, it's part of our intro as well, if you didn't know. So yeah, yeah, them boys. Yeah, Mark Briscoe to retain.
The crazy guy that's going to do the coffin drop onto something that's going to break his back. This guy is absolutely nuts. I loved him with Sting, but there's no more Sting. Do you know what? I'm going to stick with it. Darby Allin to take the win because I saw him on social media recently with kids teaching them to do the coffin drop over some things. Yeah, because of that. See? My pick, I'm going deep in my picks. Yeah, anyway, Darby Allin to win for the simple fact that I've seen him on social media recently.
Now, there was a very interesting segment on Dynamite this week between Darby Allin and Brody King, and it seemed a little bit personal as well. I think it was a really good segment, but the way it ended makes me not so sure who's going to win this match. I mean, could Brody finally get that singles win that kind of proves that he's worthy of having a run on his own if he were to split from the House of Black? Or since losing his right to go for the world title, has Darby Allin got something to prove? And I think this is probably what that match is. It's going to be something that Darby Allin has something to prove here. Although you've taken away his world title match, you haven't taken away his ability to still win and pull the upset. So I'm going to go for Darby Allin for the win.
These two have had bangers in the past, and to be honest, like, I don't feel that this one is going to be any different. Like, Darby Allin's been on a tear, you know, he's in a very violent mood, and nobody is able to bring the violent like Brody King. So I look forward to these two matching up once again. However, the mood Darby's in, Darby's going to take it, man. Darby Allin for the win.
why this match is happening, I have no idea. Maybe Darby Allin's jealous that Brody King, even R.I.P. Brody Lee, that Brody King has full face paint when he feels like he should have had full face paint because he was the heir apparent to Sting. I don't know. I want to see Brody King win because I'm House of Black. Everybody knows that. But it's Darby Allin, isn't it? And he's just come out of being pounded into a casket. So, look, I'm going to say Darby Allin because it's Darby Allin, but it should be Brody King. But yeah, Darby Allin for the win.
Yeah, Darby Allin, Brody King. This is a fun one. This is going to be a really, really good match. It's going to be hard hitting. I think that they need to. This is giving away a little bit what I'm going to be predicting later. But I do think they need to build Darby up because I do think he is going to be not the next, but the one after. He's going to be in 2 World Championships time. I think Darby's holding the belt, just building off of something that Big Tone has been saying for ages, that Darby Allin is a champion in the waiting. He is. Need to build his stock up a little bit after he lost his number 1 title, number 1 position to Moxley. So makes the world of sense to revisit this feud. And yeah, Darby's going to win this.
Now, is it time for Katsuyori Shibata to finally hold AEW singles gold? Many would say yes, but we're dealing with the scapegoat here in Jack Perry, and I haven't really got much to think about or say about this match. I mean, it will be a good match nonetheless. Obviously, you know that Jack Perry has technical prowess as well as Shibata. And you know that both of them are very resilient. This even could be one of those matches that steals a show. You never know. But I think, even though it's going to be a well-contested match, I think still your TNT champion is going to be the scapegoat, Jack Perry.
In a match that might actually surprise people of how good it is, Shibata taking on Jack Perry, I feel like that's going to be quite an athletic contest, more than people bargain for. However, Jack Perry is part of the Elite. The Elite all have gold. I feel they're going to keep this theme going for some time. So let's keep it simple. Jack Perry for the win. Probably, actually, you know what? I think he'll beat him straight. Yeah, Jack Perry for the win.
Look, let's be real. He's always been a favourite of mine. So as much as I have all the appreciation for Katsuyori Shibata, there's 2 reasons why I'm going to go with this. 1, he's Jack Perry. You're always going to get me voting Jack Perry. Secondly, are we going to really have him lose in the week that CM Punk just won the big feud? I don't think so. So here we go. Cry me a river if you're PO'd with this answer. But Jack Perry to retain and still your TNT champion. Respect him.
Perry and Shibata. Going to be a clinic, going to be a beauty. Shibata is not for everyone. I think he's god of the squared circle. But in Jack Perry, they have one of the hottest heels in the business at the moment, at least on the AEW side. And I think it makes the world of sense to keep the titles on him. Keep the title on him, rather. So yeah, Jack Perry to retain him.
Jackie boy, Jack, Mr. Real Glass himself, Mr. Jungle Boy. I'm so sorry, Jack Perry. You will forever be Jungle Boy to me. It'll be years from now. Goes, y'all do you remember this guy, Jungle Boy? It's coming, ooh, like babyface Jungle Boy is amazing. Heel Jungle Boy is killing it. Saw him and Switchblade together. Maybe they get back. But anyway. Let's get focused. I keep calling on one person's name, and there's a reason for that. Because that's who I think is winning / retaining. Jungle Boy is picking this up. I mean, Jack Perry is picking this up. Same difference. You know who I'm talking about.
Now, this match has got to be the match of the night, man. You got 3 of the best to do it, like ever, in my opinion. Hell, we've got the very best wrestler in the world, and Will Ospreay, in my opinion, in this match. Ricochet, a sleeping giant, who's not really had the opportunity to showcase how good he is for quite some time. And he's going to get the opportunity now in AEW and run with it. And then, of course, you got Takeshita, someone who I think the company's been sleeping on, should be doing a lot more with. And this guy is really world champion material. So hopefully, this is going to be one of his coming out parties. In terms of who's going to win this match, because all three could, and Will could actually lose his title here and not look weak. And they do have a tendency to put the belts on shiny new things. So, yeah, I could see them going with Ricochet. I could see them shocking us going with Takeshita and finally giving him that push that he needs, and Will has to chase him. However, what I think is going to happen is Ospreay is going to retain. So for a later date, one of the two guys there are going to take the belt off him. But not at the moment. So Will Ospreay to eke out the win.
Will Ospreay's biggest feud versus Will Ospreay's first pay-per-view opponent, if I'm not mistaken, under the AEW banner. Yes, he took on Kenya and what have you. Yeah, we're talking Will Ospreay versus Ricochet and Konosuke Takeshita in a three-way for the international title. Yes, sorry, there's international title, continental title. I get confused. I was going to get into it, but yes, I believe Will Ospreay is going to retain. It's going to be This is going to be a match. Like, let's not be under any illusion. We saw the throwback of Will and Ricochet, and we know they've both still got it. And Takeshita has always been that guy anyway. Just needs that extra elevation. But look, let's be real. Will is not dropping that title just yet. He's not dropping that title just yet. So let's keep it elevated because Ospreay. Yeah. It's good to see Ricochet having fun. It's good to see Takeshita on a main event card. It changes not the fact that Will Ospreay will still be your champion at the end of the match. Sorry.
Hard to call. Hard to call. The only thing I know for certain is that the only thing I'm predicting that's definite is that Ospreay is not leaving with the belt. It's a toss-up between Ricochet and Takeshita then. There's merit to both of them winning it. It could make sense to have Ricochet win it and then continue the feud and have Ospreay win it back. Maybe it's time for him to move on to a different program outside of the international scene. And Takeshita, man, he's been ready for so long. Like, the fact that they didn't build on his Omega double weekly defeat at All In and All Out last year is still crazy to me. Are they going to pull the trigger on him? Is the international title the right way to go about this? They've certainly built the feud up with him and Ospreay. So, listen, I know I'm not going to win this pay-per-view, so I'm just going to vote with my heart on this one. I think Takeshita wins the belt here. Let's get Takeshita to win.
Match of the night candidate. I don't want no wrestling match. I don't need to see people on the floor doing some great work on this match because that's for later in the card. For tonight, I want to see some flippity-doo-dah, Ricochet, Will Ospreay, and can't say the name. I get to find out, has Nico been telling me lies all around saying Ricochet has been nerfed by WWE? I know there was a good match. I might start watching the matches and then just uploading it, me reacting to it, but that's another time. Before that, I'm going to go with Will Ospreay to retain, but it should be a great match. This might be the one I watch and upload my reaction to. Let's know in the comments.
Now, speaking of stealing shows, if there's going to be a match that steals a show, it's going to be this triple threat. You know, Konosuke Takeshita, you've got Ricochet, and the reigning champion in Will Ospreay. It's going to be a very interesting match. There's going to be a few stories told here. Ricochet seems to have two threats more than one because there isn't really anything between Ricochet and Takeshita. Although after what happened on Dynamite, maybe it's all fair game now. However, as wonderful as this match is going to be, as interesting as this match is going to be, I think still your AEW International Champion, it's going to be the GOAT. It's going to be Will Ospreay.
With all the respect in the world to Zay and Quen, Yeah, Matt and Nick Jackson are not dropping it just yet. I don't know. Sometimes you just need an ultimate foil, and with the highest respect, I don't see that in Private Party. It just feels like next opponents in the tag team division. And AEW do have a good tag team division, but it's just not that. So yes, still your tag team champions, the EVPs, the Elite.
Wicked, the Private Party have got into a tag team title match, their first one on a pay-per-view in 5 years. That's awesome. Would it be a brilliant shock to the system, and would it be a really cool way to reshuffle the established status quo of the tag team division to dethrone the Bucks? It would be awesome. I don't see it happening, but it could be Private Party's coming out party. While they may not win the belts here, this could be the moment where they establish themselves as a top tier tag team, so it doesn't always end up being bloody Bucks FTR. We do need to build the tag team talent pool, because it's not like we're lacking tag teams, but we're lacking tag teams that are being pushed. So I'm gonna pick the Bucks to win, but I do think this is gonna be a proper top draw coming out party for Private Party, but the Bucks to win.
These two, the Young Bucks, when they were elite, I'll vote for them and they would lose. When they were Young Bucks and then you had separate, I had to pick which one, and whoever one I pick would always lose, and it was just always a madness, and I always lose against these lot. The last time I picked, I got it right, and I bagged the point. Didn't matter in the end because I think it was last, but I got that one right. And I might just get this one right again. It's Private Party versus Young Buck, and with that, I know it was already there. I know AJ already announced it, but yeah, I'm going to pick the Young Buck on this one, because the Young Bucks, because I just love their wrestling. Nick Jackson, oh, amazing skill, but yeah, both of them are great. Picking the Young Bucks to win.
Now, you think this would be an easy match to call, but there's something that kind of worries me here, and I'm going to go on this. Because Private Party have gotten the best of the Young Bucks twice now. And, you know, the only difference is now we have gold on the line. And I think it's going to be one of them situations where, although it looks like Private Party have the Young Bucks number, I think they're basically going to drop the ball on the big stage, basically, with gold on the line. As much as it would be very good to see them win, if they win, hey, I'm happy with it, you know. But for the sake of this prediction, I think, you know, obviously they've got the numbers game here, the Young Bucks, and they've got that EVP sort of power running around. And I think this is going to be the one where the Private Party drop the ball. So still, your AEW Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, Nicholas and Matthew Jackson.
The tag title match is harder than I actually expect to call. And I know that might sound crazy to some people, but the fact of the matter is Private Party have been in the company since day one. They beat the Young Bucks in the very first tournament for those tag titles. Yet they've never had a title run. Do we finally give it to them as a thank you? But do we keep the Elite storyline going where they've got all gold? It is a very hard one to call. My heart says Private Party, but my mind says the Young Bucks to retain. So that's what we're going to go for. Young Bucks to retain. Hey, but I would gladly sacrifice the point to see Private Party finally get, you know, the moment in the sun. But I just don't think they're going to do it, man. Young Bucks.
AEW have a massive hard-on for Willow Nightingale, and I say every time I don't see it, and I'm happy for her legions of fans that do see it. Y'all are having a good time, which is awesome. Mariah May is arguably the best built world champion they've ever done. Not necessarily the best wrestler, but the best built in terms of the journey she went through to capture the title. She's money. Like, they're not going to take the belt off her yet. Willow, because she's so popular, will be perfect fodder for a babyface. Will be perfect babyface fodder for a heel like Mariah May to be. So it's well booked, this, but I've got to go with Maria May to retain her title here.
I keep picking her. She keeps losing. This will be the third time, and I'm going to go for it because it's about time you give this person a championship. I've seen on social the reaction to Willow Nightingale. That would be my pick, by the way. It's going to be Willow Nightingale. Just want to make sure I got the right name. Got all the names across there. Got my wiki open. So yeah, not much to say on this match, but I'm trying to think of something, but I can't think of anything. You heard me say it 3 times or 4 times before. I'm gonna say it one more time, just for y'all. Willow Nightingale to take this win. Don't let me down. And I wanna come more than third, at least.
Now, after such a good build-up, this is only Mariah May's second title defense, and as great as Willow Nightingale is, I don't think she's going to be the one to take the title from Mariah May. We're going to have to build on this title reign in order to make it basically what it is, and it's her belt right now. She defeated like one of the longest reigning women's world champions in Toni Storm, and that just can't be in vain just to lose it in like your second or third title defense. It just doesn't make no sense. So this is easy for me. Still your AEW Women's World Champion, Mariah May.
All right, Willow has been on a hell of a tear for quite some time, and to be honest, it's only logical that she's moving into the title picture for the main title. Does she get it now though? I don't think so. I feel that Mariah May has not had the title long enough for it to be, a memorable reign or anything of any legitimacy. Plus, she's got that get back coming from Toni Storm at some point. I don't think we're gonna see her drop the title before then. So Mariah May will retain for definitely through nefarious means. But yeah, Mariah May gets the win.
Nope, 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 nope. It's not going to happen. Anyone who thinks we're seeing a new title right now, a new title change, in this match, sorry, not going to happen. All the love and respect in the world to Willow Nightingale, but this is Mariah May's time, and Mariah's going to retain. So, with the highest of respect, once again, to Willow Nightingale, I understand that you've just lost your title. You've just moved on from your Chris Statlander feud, and you're done with all of that. And why not be in the main title picture? You deserve it. But no, it's just not going to happen. I'm not going to be flinched. I'm not going to be swayed. There's not much you can say to me to make me change my mind, because nothing will. Mariah May for the win. Thank you.
Right, this guy, I don't see the appeal of him unless it's in a death match or something like that. Talking about Hangman Adam Page, I don't really see the appeal, but it's not up to me. I swear he came back recently, had his match, won his match. It'd be great if he lost because someone just came back, and I think Jay White just came back as well. Jay White is someone I heard a lot about. Never seen wrestle. No, I think I've seen him wrestle once or twice, but I heard so much about him. Nico, that's your boy. Hardest chop in the game. Sorry, man, I can't help myself. But yeah, do you know what? Because of you, Nico, just because of you, I'm gonna pick Jay White. Yeah, going with that. Jay White's my pick because of my boy Nico. I know you're in the lead. I want to catch you up. I know you're gonna pick him as well, but we can tie in one match. Just the one.
Now, this one is kind of hard for me because Jay White has only just come back, and obviously he's got this rivalry with Hangman Adam Page in a time where he's kind of on a roll right now. He got that win from Swerve. He's literally going on this kind of badass roll now, and I don't think it's just going to stop so soon with Jay White, of all people. Yes, he's the Bang Bang Gang. Yes, he can be a dangerous player, but I don't think it's going to be the one to stop the Hangman Adam Page terror run right now. So the winner of this match, it's Hangman Adam Page.
In a match that has the potential to blow the lid of the entire arena and actually steal the match of the night, we got Jay White taking on Hangman, and my gosh, this match is actually going to be hard-hitting, especially with how Hangman has been portrayed these days. Hangman has really became one of my favorite guys on the roster, man, with his demeanor. Yes, yeah, I know a lot of people think I went too far with that chair shot. I agree. But at the end of the day, man, that is the character who is portraying right now. However, Jay White has returned. I don't think you make Jay come back and lose straight away. Maybe you do. Maybe you do to like further build the steam of Hangman. But I feel like this match is either gonna end in a no contest because I don't think Jay White is gonna beat him straight up. Or if he does beat him, he'll beat him with like a roll up or something, and then maybe get beaten up after the match. So who do I think's gonna win this? Yeah, man, I'm gonna go with Jay White for the win.
Does this mean nothing to no one? Does it mean nothing to no one? Did you guys just throw this up for the fun of it? Do you not understand what for life means? Did you just steal my money, guys? Yes, we're talking Hangman Adam Page versus Jay White, two former Bullet Club members, and you should never be former because when you're Bullet Club for life. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're going on to feud each other. Yeah, so here we are. The match is in. Hangman Adam Page versus Jay White. Could this be where Swerve Strickland returns? I don't know. You see, the thing is, you can't burn a man's house down, inject him with a thing, slap him over the head with a chair, and then just be like, that's it, done. And then he mysteriously returns on your next pay-per-view. Look, either way, I feel like Jay White has just returned. He should be the one to take the victory. All other situations aside, Bullet Club and Swerve Strickland aside, Jay White for the win. I just believe it has to be. He's just come back. You can't make him lose. So Jay White for the win. But I'm interested to see what happens next for Hangman.
Again, a really hard one to call here. Is Hangman Adam Page bulletproof? Is he one of those guys who you can give a loss to and he'll be fine? I think so. I think he's at that stage now. I'm not sure it makes the world of sense to have him suffer a loss when he's on kind of a good heel run and he needs to keep his momentum going, but equally it doesn't make a lick of sense for Jay White to come back and then lose on a pay-per-view. That's probably going to be my bet. I mean, look, you could obviously spiral that into an ongoing three feud with Hangman Adam Page and have a rubber match in a few pay-per-views time, but even if they do that, Jay has to win here. JJ's got to come back and win here, and as he said in his promo, one of two people who stopped him winning the world title is Hangman, so it's revenge time. He's been out for ages. It's great to see Switchblade back, so thinking logically but also with my heart, Jay White.
Now in this match, I don't know if it's a rivalry or if it's just some kind of joke thing, but MXM seem to be making a name for themselves, getting instantly into some type of competition with the Acclaimed, and the Acclaimed are very popular right now. Now, it would be a shocking defeat if they were to win, and who knows, maybe they could do it, but I don't know. The Acclaimed seem to be going through this role right now where they're kind of changing and becoming a little bit more serious, becoming a little bit more edgy sort of thing, and I don't think it would look good on them if they were to lose this match during that build. So I'm gonna say the Acclaimed are gonna take this one. Maybe there might be a bit of afters afterwards, or maybe MXM win and then this is the turn for the Acclaimed to kind of become heels. Who knows where the crowd will go, but no, I'm gonna go the Acclaimed for the win.
So MXM Collection versus the Acclaimed. Yeah, interesting match here. Interesting to see MXM from come from the WWE into AEW, still together as a tag team. It's hilarious how their career trajectory has gone and how LA Knights has gone ever since they split. But hey, neither here or there. They're not gonna win. Yeah, acclaimed takes the victory here because everyone loves to acclaim for the win.
I think I see where they're going with this match. Yeah, look, it could have the potential for a very, very good feud, which I would like to see. You know, feuds don't always have to be about titles or number one contenderships, even. I think I see where they're going with this feud. Yeah, the clash of styles would be very interesting, but four very talented guys at the same time. I wonder if there's going to be any reference to the Chuck and Billy side of it because they were just as flamboyant as the MXM collection. Um, you kind of feel they're going to have to get it, don't you? MXM collection. Because look, it would kind of put them on that platform. So I will go with the fact of MXM on this one. Mansoor and Mason Madden for the win over the Acclaimed, even though I'm still down with the Acclaimed. Yeah, MXM for the win.
Scratching my head as to why this one has ended up on a pay-per-view. I don't take Maximum Male Models seriously, and the Acclaimed star power has completely dwindled in the last 9 months. This isn't even a Dynamite match, this is a Collision match. Definitely it's got no place on a pay-per-view. This is the epitome of filler/beer break, this. Man, I don't know. Filler. The Acclaimed. Give it to the Acclaimed.
Back to me not knowing who to pick. Actually, what am I talking about? This is easy. This is the guy. Actually, it's a tag team match, this one. And you got one group that hangs out that cackety cat. So yeah, because of Billy Gunn, if he's still with the Acclaim, I'm picking the Acclaim. I want to hear the rap, whatever rap they come up with. I haven't heard it for a while. I don't think it's hot anymore, but I need to hear it one more time. So just for now, once again, because I'm not sure, because I'm not know who to pick, I'm gonna pick the one I know, the one I've heard of. I think the other one's got Mansoor in it, which is the guy WWE took and changed up. Come on, forget all that. Different company. Not talking about that. AEW. Picking the Acclaim. Want to hear the rap. Probably not watch the match, but I want to hear the rap.
And in the main event, we got like Danielson taking on Moxley again. Yeah, first time we've seen this in quite some time. And yeah, it's very hard, this one. Because on the one hand, like Danielson's supposed to be winding down his career, like once he loses that title. On the other hand, how can you really make John Moxley like further his story, what he's trying to do, unless he takes out Danielson? Yeah, but Danielson's only just got the belt. This is very hard. Man, honestly, I'm not sure who to pick here. But it would be shocking to see like Danielson lose the belt and then had to take some time off because he didn't outright say he retires when he's done. That's sort of a thing that is looming. Yeah, so I reckon he can lose here and then come back and try and get the title. Yeah, I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna go John Moxley for the win. He gets the belt. Crazy.
It's the final. I'm not gonna get cut out. Here we go. I'm pausing on this because I'm thinking of which way I'm gonna go with it. Because well, let's go with the props. This was Nico always said he believes that Bryan Danielson's retirement will take place at a loss at Wrestledream. He didn't see it at All In nor All Out. Here we are. We're at Wrestledream, and it's Moxley. And in my head, I believe it was Moxley and Danielson who kicked off the BCC feud, and that's where Regal came in and formed them together. Then Claudio joined in. It would be a good full circle. The birth and the death of BCC being the same feud. However, well, it might be the end of their feud. I don't see it being the end of Danielson. So I don't know if Nico's changed his mind. Again, all videos are recorded independently and separately. That's just something he's always said, and I've retained that information. Maybe it would have swayed me had it been anyone else. But look, I don't have beef with Mox. I just don't want to see Mox as champ again. If it was someone fresh or new, had it been Hangman, I may have actually said this was the way he goes out. Or someone, prominent. And it's not calling Mox not prominent, just the way I see it. So I'm going to stick with Danielson to retain, even though he's got the problem in his corner, Marina Shafir. But Moxley, that is, not Bryan Danielson. That would have been a twist, wouldn't it? Yeah, maybe he'll bring Renee down. Enough. Bryan Danielson for the win, retaining the championship, and the retirement is pushed back to another pay-per-view or to another day. Who said it had to be on a pay-per-view? Could be on Dynamite, Collision. I was going to say Raw. That wouldn't happen, but hey, maybe it will. Shane McMahon may turn up. Enough. Bryan Danielson for the win and to retain.
And so we come to the big one, the main event, with the career on the line and the title on the line. Oh man, do you know what? I think the Dragon is broken. I think he's at the end. I think the big moment was Wembley. I don't think he's got a long run in him. And I said to AJ, and maybe some of the other boys heard me, but I know AJ heard me. I said he's dropping a Wrestledream. And when they revealed that it was going to be Mox that was going to be his opponent, it just made me believe it even more. Now, if they swerve me here, well done. Fantastic booking. Some people may be of the opinion that he's about to go on a long, epic run. I don't think so. I don't think he's got it in the tank. He's broken. Look at all the stethoscope he's wearing. Look at the way they made sure that he got his rubber match with Okada, which wasn't actually very good. It was the weakest of the 3 matches they did. Come on, man. Are you going to tell me that on a pay-per-view that's honouring the great Antonio Inoki, one of Danielson's heroes, and the fact that he can drop it to his former partner and stable creator, and arguably the safest pair of hands in AEW to take it off him? I mean, talk about the stars aligning. Yeah, I mean, this could all be a big swerve, but if Danielson retains, what happens to the Blackpool Combat Club here? Surely this all feeds their line. I mean, I'm a personal believer that, as much as I don't like it, I'm a personal believer that Shane McMahon's going to be the cause of this whole "this isn't your company anymore." I believe Shane McMahon's involved. That could be wrong, that's fine. But for this to continue, you do need to make them unstoppable, and part of that is retiring Danielson. Sorry this has gone on for a while, but just explaining myself, I think Danielson's about to lose. I think we're about to see him retire, and the bookings worked out really well for it to be that, man. So yeah, Jon Moxley, I think, is going to be your new champion.
This match, you don't know what type of match it's going to be. Is Moxley going to bleed? Yes. Is Danielson's going to do some crazy stuff? Yes. Is it going to be a great wrestling match? It could go either way, because sometimes you have some wrestlers that you think would gel good, but then doesn't work out. With this one, oh yeah, let me just call it from now. Danielson will retain. Too early to drop it, but at the same time, Moxley would be a great one to take the belt. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with Danielson to win, just because I want him to have a good run, and then for his career or title to be on the line, and then that's how he retires. So yeah, Danielson to take victory in this match. Boom.
Now, above all else, this really is the hardest match to call, because, you know, it's the AEW title versus Bryan Danielson's career. And as much as it's in his hometown, as much as it's against its former faction in the Blackpool Combat Club, because obviously they were all a faction once, it's kind of hard to predict whether this is going to be the time for Bryan Danielson to retire. Although with the interesting things that happened on Dynamite, I think there's going to be a few factors in this match that will probably cause Mox the title, I think, you know. As much as I may, here's the thing, you know, I think there may be a turn from Yuta coming soon, but not just yet. It's just kind of building, and each week it's going to take its toll and take its toll and take its toll. But is the time going to be at this world title match? Because I couldn't help but notice a few things at the end of Dynamite, and I'm thinking, oh, could this be the one where Yuta turns? Could this be the one? You know, or could he be the one that causes Mox the title, and obviously what will be the price to pay at the end of it? But I think it's a little bit too soon for Bryan Danielson to like retire just yet. I think it's not coming now. It's gonna come, but I don't think it's gonna happen at the first hurdle. I think this is gonna be a rivalry that continues, and eventually Mox may get the title off of him. But for now, still your AEW World Champion, Bryan Danielson.